Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the mysteries of the corporate world. And today it seems like Summit Therapeutics forgot to bring their climbing gear for this report. So Summit Therapeutics is back with another update, and this time it's all about their second quarter of 2025. It's a company that's been working on some interesting medical stuff, but like any company, we need to see how the money side of things is holding up. This filing is basically the company telling the world, specifically the Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC, what's been happening financially and otherwise. Think of it as their quarterly report card. They're letting us know about their results for the second quarter that ended on June 30th of this year, 2025. Their main game is in common stocks and it's trading on the Nasdaq under the symbol SNMT. For those who like to know the nitty-gritty about where a company is incorporated, it's Delaware, a popular choice for many businesses. Now, we don't usually focus on phone numbers, but it's good to know they're reachable. What's more important is what they're actually saying about their performance. The core of this report from Summit Therapeutics is really about their financial standing and how the company is actually performing. They've released a press release detailing their results for the second quarter of 2025, and this is what we're going to dig into. This press release dated August 11, 2025 is essentially the company's official statement on their financial health and progress. It's where they highlight the good news and any important developments. We're going to focus on what this release tells us about their business. Now, while this particular filing type, an 8K, is usually for significant events, this one specifically points to the financial results. They're telling us about their operations and overall financial condition. The key point here is that they are sharing their second quarter results. It's important to understand that the financial details shared in this specific press release aren't legally considered filed in the same way as a full financial report, but they are still important for us to understand the company's situation. As we move through these reports, we're looking for the story behind the numbers. What are these results telling us about Summit Therapeutics' strategy, their challenges, and their potential growth? Are they hitting their targets, or are they facing headwinds? That's what we want to uncover. So let's break down what Summit Therapeutics is telling us from their latest financial update. We're not getting deep into massive tables here as much as a summary via a press release, but the essence of their financial condition and operational progress is the main focus. This part of the filing is where they list the actual documents that support the information they're providing. Think of it as the appendix to their report. Exhibit 99.1 is the press release we've been talking about. This is the primary source of the financial and operational highlights they're sharing with investors and the public. Then there's Exhibit 1.4, which is a bit more technical. It's an interactive data file, often in something called inline XBRL, which makes it easier for computers to read and analyze the financial information. This is becoming standard practice, helping to make financial data more accessible and comparable. Now let's talk about the actual substance of the report, which is the financial results and operational progress for the second quarter ended June 30, 2025. Usually these 8K filings that focus on financial results will contain key numbers like revenue, earnings per share, and cash flow. Since this filing refers to a press release, we typically expect that press release to contain the most critical figures. While we don't have the detailed tables directly in this 8K, the fact that they're announcing earnings means we should be looking for positive or negative trends in their revenue, their expenses, and their overall profitability. For a company like Summit Therapeutics, which is likely in the biotech or pharmaceutical space, their operational progress might involve updates on clinical trials, drug development milestones, or regulatory approvals. These are crucial operational indicators that can directly impact their financial future. If they are launching new products or seeing success in late-stage trials, that's operational progress that translates to potential future revenue. Conversely, setbacks in trials or increased competition could negatively affect their financial outlook. The key numbers to watch in a typical earnings report would be revenue growth, profitability margins, and how much cash they are burning through versus generating. A strong operational performance should ideally be reflected in healthy financial metrics. Here's how I typically approach the numbers if they were fully laid out. I'd first look at the revenue. Is it growing compared to the same period last year? If revenue is up, say by 10%, that's good, meaning they're selling more or at higher prices. But I'd also look at expenses. If expenses are growing faster than revenue, that's a red flag. It means even if they're selling more, they're not necessarily keeping more of that money as profit. Net income or profit is the bottom line. Is it positive? Is it increasing? If they're showing a net loss, which is common for growth stage biotech companies, the crucial question is whether that loss is shrinking. If the loss is getting smaller quarter after quarter, it suggests they are moving towards profitability. If the loss is widening, it means they are spending more money than they are bringing in, and that's a concern for long-term sustainability. Cash flow is also vital. A company can report profits but still run out of cash if they aren't collecting payments efficiently. So I'd check their operating cash flow. Is it positive? Are they bringing in more cash from their core business than they are spending? Now, for Summit Therapeutics, without the specific numbers attached to this 8K's reference to the press release, it's hard to give a definitive play-by-play. However, the structure of the filing tells us they are adhering to reporting requirements, disclosing their performance in a timely manner. The crucial part is what that press release actually says. If it highlights significant progress in drug development that's on track and within budget, that's positive operational news that investors would want to hear. If it points to delays or unexpected costs, that's a warning sign. And signing off on this report is Manmeet S. Soni, who holds impressive titles: Chief Operating Officer, Chief Financial Officer, and Director. This tells us that senior leadership is directly involved and accountable for the information presented in this filing. It's a good sign when top executives are putting their names on the line for the company's disclosures. So to sum up, Summit Therapeutics is reporting its second quarter financial results. The critical part for us to understand their health hinges on the details within the press release they referenced. We need to see the revenue, the profit or loss, and any significant operational updates like progress in their drug pipelines. Looking at the overall picture based on this filing structure, Summit Therapeutics is making its required disclosures. The strength of their performance, however, is directly tied to unstated numbers in an accompanying press release. If this press release showed strong revenue growth and positive movement towards profitability, it would indicate good operational execution and a strengthening financial position. Conversely, if it signaled shrinking revenues, increasing losses, or stalled development progress, it would suggest significant challenges ahead. For Summit Therapeutics, the path is likely focused on advancing their drug candidates through clinical trials and gaining regulatory approval. Their strategy here is to invest heavily in research and development, which often results in initial losses. The key risk is that these investments don't pay off, either due to trial failures, regulatory hurdles, or strong competition. An opportunity would be a successful trial or partnership that validates their technology and offers a clear path to market with significant revenue potential. In conclusion, this 8K filing acts as a notification that Summit Therapeutics has released its quarterly earnings. The real story, and thus my assessment, depends entirely on the content of that press release. If they've hit their milestones and are managing their finances prudently, it's a positive sign. If not, a company might be facing a tougher road ahead. What's your take on Summit Therapeutics' latest update? Are you excited about their progress, or do the financial implications worry you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth corporate analysis. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description, where we discuss these insights further. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next decoding.